What if I were to suggest that you play a key role in the awakening world? You are watching this because you have heard the call. We can start right now by opening our hearts and minds. Welcome to the awakening world.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Awakening World, our Wednesday night edition. I am Love Coach Scott Thomas, and tonight is one of my favorite shows. Once every 6 to 8 weeks, we have a show called Authors That We Love. And we always bring 3 authors that usually have new books out. Tonight is a little bit of a variation. It's authors and musicians that we love. Now, of course, we always have with us our beloved brother, Omar Shar, who's the musician that we love, our house musical artist. But we also have Peter Sterling, who has been on the show many times playing harp. And we're also going to learn about not 1, but 2 books that Peter has to offer. We also bring back Corey Lyon Folsom, who has a wonderful book that's won a big award. It's all about relationship, and he's a terrific love coach. And then we have a brand new guest, a new friend that's with us tonight, Rajashree Ma. So we have a lot of really fun stuff. And then a special treat, Gary Malkin, one of our most beloved musical artists, is also going to come on because he has a big announcement that he's going to share at the end of the show. So it's going to be really, really special. And we're going to start right off the bat. You know, usually we start with music. So we're going to go right to Peter, who's going to play his beautiful harp for us. And we're going to transition right from there into Rajashree leading a meditation. So welcome aboard, everybody. And we're going to turn it over to Peter.
Thank you, Scott. Hello, everybody. Wonderful to be here with everyone. So I'm just going to play. Every time I sit at the harp, it's like going on a journey. I never know really what's going to happen. So I'm just going to play free for us and just invoke the higher powers, the angelic legions of light, to come and unite with us and create a positive force field of divine love and light to raise our frequencies. And I'm going to play to that for us, so enjoy.
Thank you so much, Peter. That was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I'm going to go right over to Rajashri Ma.
Well, if that music by Peter hasn't already softened your breath, as it certainly has mine, please just take a nice deep breath in through the nose and sigh it out through the mouth. And this is a guided meditation in self-love. So take your hands as best as you can to your belly. Just hold your belly. Hold it lovingly. And take a couple more of those deep sighing breaths. And now imagine, as we can do in our imagination, in our dreams, and in our truest consciousness, imagine that from within your belly, your own inner child, your own baby self emerges, and you're holding them in your hands, in your arms. And this is you, and it is your child. And I hear my child, my kitty child, talking in the background. And imagine that you're holding this child and look down upon them and see them looking up into your eyes, a gaze of love, of trust, of connection, a deep knowing, a deep recognition. And as you gaze down at those open, wide, innocent, loving eyes, in those eyes, you see the reflection of your own eyes, your own self. And in those eyes that are reflecting you, you see yourself as you are now, as your most loving, cherishing, nurturing, kind being. You see yourself in the arms of this divine child as divinity itself, as love itself. Whatever thoughts enter your mind, what you see, what you feel between you is pure love force energy. And even as you feel yourself holding your own child, you see the child reaching up to you, offering love back to you. And then you feel great arms embracing both of you. And you look up and you see that you both are being held in the arms of Divine Mother. However she appears to you now, you are looking at her eye to eye. And you see in her eyes pure, limitless, absolute love. And you see that in her eyes as she gazes at your eyes. And as you look more closely, you see the reflection of your own eyes in the eyes of the Divine Mother. And you see that she is also looking at the child that you carry. And the child's eyes are also reflected in her eyes. And there is one loving, pure embrace between the three of you, the child, yourself now, the Divine Mother. And there's one light that connects you all, allows you all in this moment to be one, to be pure, limitless love. Allow yourself to hold, to be held. Allow yourself to love, to be loved, to be loved.
Thank you so much. Big thank you to both you and to Peter. And I'm just going to invite us to take a moment to send our twinkles and appreciation to Rajshri, Ma, and to Peter. I'm going to go to gallery view. Let's all give them a nice awakening world twinkle for that beautiful, perfect start to the show. Wow. So I'm going to bring up our other author that we love, Corey Lyon Folsom. And so what we're going to do is we're going to spend 5 minutes with each of our authors, hearing a little bit about their book, then have an Omushar song, and then we're going to do a second longer round with everybody. And so welcome, Corey, back to the Awakening World. It's good to see you again, brother.
Hey there, Scott. Good to see you.
Tell us about your book, and once again, congratulations on all the accolades that you've been receiving.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, super fun to be voted Best Communication Book of the Year by Best Holistic Life magazine. So as a first-time author, I'm super thrilled about that. And I've just been so feeling fulfilled and pleased and and delighted about the response to the book. People that are reading it are liking it a lot and talking to me about that. So basically, the book's called Soul Statements. There it is. And a Love Coach's Guide to Successful Communication. And it's based on the premise that answers are in your center. And in these moments of confusion or just some unhelpful thought coming to the forefront, we can remind ourselves what we're made of, what's true in our soul, how resourced we are, and we can create a more emotional coherence, like an emotional postcard from your center, if you will. So you might say something like, I can call upon the grit inside me, or my soul knows what to do. My body is healing itself. There is strength in my center. I have a loving heart. Those are all soul statements. And when you say them and feel it, the cells in your body should be vibrating in agreement and go, oh yeah. And so if you say something like that to counteract when you're feeling less than, you can remind yourself what you're made of and that you're not alone, you have strength. And the next thought, the next action can be based more on that. So, my heart is a loving guide. I have a precious heart. And a way to stand up for yourself in the moment, at least silently.
Can you give an example of how it's impacted you, this particular practice, or how it's impacted one of your clients?
Yeah, as those soul statements I was saying earlier, my heart is a trusted guide and whatnot. I like to use those kind of relevant in a way to the specific, counteracting the whatever thought I otherwise were having. So like if I'm feeling like a long illness is dragging on, I can remind myself, my body is healing itself. My body's capable of healing itself. Something like that would be a soul statement relative to what I'm otherwise thinking about. And I have a client recently who told me that she just has one soul statement for every circumstance, and it's powerful, and it's what resonates for her, and it works. And so she just says, I've got this, and feels it, and reminds herself that that's what's really true. And that's her soul statement.
Beautiful. And what are some other examples? Because it's always wonderful to hear examples. Are there any others that you can share?
Yeah, there was a man that I was coaching. He had extreme anxiety in social settings, and his life put him in social settings often. So it was a bit of a miserable existence. And one of the things I helped him say to himself, I asked himself, what are you thinking in your head at these moments of when you're stepping into the situation? He's like, oh, nobody wants to talk to me. I'm, some version of less than, and he was just paralyzed. And so I helped him find a better thing to tell himself in that moment, something that's true and unchanging about himself. And he said, these people are lucky to meet me. And that changed everything. That, for me, it seemed like not a big challenge, but we each have our own big challenge. And that was his. And just to think to himself, these people are lucky to meet me, was a complete change for him, and completely changed his life to the better.
Beautiful. Well, people, I want to let everyone know you can get this on Amazon. I put the link into the chat box. But for all of you who are watching on Facebook, which is the majority of our audience, and also on the YouTube channels, it's at Amazon. Just go to Amazon.com and put in Soul Statements, and it comes right up. You can find it in the search bar. Again, it's Soul Statements, a Love Coach's Guide to Successful Communication. And given that I'm Love Coach Scott Thomas, and Corey is somebody that's a colleague and somebody that I have tremendous respect for. We get together and we compare notes about clients and how to handle situations. And I learned a lot from Corey. What I'm thinking will be really fun when we come back around to you a second time is for members of our audience to maybe share with you any issues, challenges that might be going on with them, and perhaps you can help them craft some soul statements. How does that sound?
Great.
Okay, cool. So we'll be back with Corey in a little bit. But we've got these other wonderful authors. And of course, you just heard Peter Sterling's beautiful harp music. And we've known Peter as a harpist. But we're also today meeting Peter, the author. And there he is, popping back into his chair. Hey, Peter.
I had to turn off the fan. It's a little noisy. So
Is my fan noisy, by the way?
no, I can't hear it.
Okay, great, because we got a fan going also. It's that time of year. Peter, tell us about, you've got 2 books tonight. Tell us about the first one.
The first one is my first book, Hearing the Angels Sing. And this came out in 2012, was published by Light Technology Publishing here from Sedona and Flagstaff. And they published the Sedona Journal of Emergence. Perhaps you've seen that with all the channelers in it. It's been the magazine every month for almost 30 years. And but this is my story. It's a wonderful book. You know, for those that don't know me, I had a series of mystical experiences here in Sedona, 35 years ago. When I was living out in the canyons, I lived in a Volkswagen van for 3 years, and I was just really on my spiritual journey. And I lived out on the land, and I had many mystical experiences out there, and still do. I live in Sedona now, and but it was what I discovered there when I was exploring the outback of Sedona is this pristine stillness and quietude and silence that was like nothing I had ever experienced before. There's this real stillness, and you can feel this vibration. There's like a super strong, high frequency magnetic field, and it allowed me to the constant guidance I was getting was to journey deep inside, that what I was seeking, I would not find it in the external world, that I had to go deep inside my heart and soul on that hero's journey to discover what it was that I had felt. There was something that wanted to come through me, and it was by immersing in this pristine silence that I began to hear a very subtle music that I thought maybe somebody was out in the forest with me with a portable stereo playing some sort of classical symphonic music, that I caught a wisp of it in the wind from a distance. But then I realized that wasn't it, that I was hearing and perceiving I was working a lot at the time of, aligning myself, clearing my chakras, activating my chakras, and clearing the central channel so that I could go up through the top of my head into the I am. I was really studying the teachings of the ascended masters, and the chart of the I am presence, of the magic present, was something that I was really focused on a lot, and that was the roadmap. So I was very clear that I was to clear that channel, and ultimately what happened was through this profound silence that I was taken deep within, and as a portal, the silence was the portal, and through that I went up into another dimension, where I was able to perceive the angels. I was surrounded by angels. I heard their music. They're singing the most beautiful sound I had ever heard. And that's why the book is called Hearing the Angels Sing, a true story of angelic assistance. And this is the story of how I made contact with this group of angels that I've now been working with for, over 30 years. And I went on many magical journeys with them. Back in these days, it was a very shamanic time. I was doing a lot of journeys, a lot of shamanic journeys, exploring, all the different exotic, hallucinogens and psychedelics of the time, and doing some incredible things, all with the intention to transcend my 3D self and access information and data and codes. I was like a code breaker, a light worker, but I was here to access codes like many of us are. And, the portals open. There were certain things I had to do. And I also do stained glass, by the way. I'll show you real quickly here. This was what originally came through, ever since I was a child, is my sacred geometry in glass. So the glass became like a portal that I went through, you can see, and I inlay crystals and gemstones. This has a beautiful quartz pyramid in the center. So I learned the harmonics of color and light and the sacred geometries first in my glass work. Isn't that something beautiful,
It's
right?
gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous.
See the colors, I don't know, yeah. And so
Wow.
I went through the portal and then I heard the sound, you know? But I was taken up into the light and I saw the light, hence the cover of the book is the golden light. Like I experienced a luminous sphere of golden light that was pulsating pure love. And the sound coming out of it was just amazing. Like the harmonic sound was beyond description. And then I was able to see that this, you know, the angels that I was with, they were telling me, this is the source, this is the wellspring, this is the Godhead. And it was a golden ball of light that shone like 1,000 suns, and it was pulsating, it is pulsating pure love, pure divine love. And, you know, many people that have had near-death experiences and crossed over report seeing the luminous sphere of golden light. And so, do I have more time? Am I going to talk again, Scott? Because
You are, yeah. We're gonna come back to you
Okay.
again.
Okay, I'll just mention this then real quick. This is my other book now. I'm going to read a little section of this I have picked to share with us. And then this is the new book, Peter and the Magic Harp, my children's book that's been in the work for a couple of decades and it finally got created. So I'm going to share more about this as well in the next segment.
Yeah, we're gonna come back to you.
Cool.
But real quickly, I do want to show people who are on Facebook how to find Peter's book that he just talked about. So his main website is harpmagic.com, harpmagic.com. And there's all sorts of things. Definitely get his album if you don't already have it, or his albums, I should say. There are many. But then it's simple. Just click on book, and that takes you right here to the book that he just spoke of, Hearing the Angels Sing, a true story of angelic assistance. So that's where you can kind of learn a little bit more about it. And then you click here, and that takes you to Amazon, where you can get the book.
Yeah,
I
and you know
put
what's
the links
cool?
into the chat box for our Zoom room.
Yeah.
What's that?
I'm sorry, the book actually comes with a CD in the back.
What-
So you get 70 minutes of music. It's like a soundtrack. I was guided that if you listen to the music as you're reading the book, it opens up into this kind of magical realm. It's really amazing how the angels showed me how to create the book and the music and how they work together. So thank you.
That's fantastic. I'm going to order it. That sounds fabulous. And we will be back with Peter, where he's going to read his children's book all the way through to us. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll see you in a little bit, Peter. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Ago when she led the beautiful meditation. And this is our new friend, Rajashree Ma, who is referred to us by Ariel Patricia. I just want to acknowledge Ariel from Sacred Stories. I think we've had almost all of her authors on at one time or another. And of course, she highly recommended you. So welcome to the Awakening World. And just before the show began, I learned that you actually used to watch our show when it was Saturday Night Alive for the Global Peace Tribe during the pandemic.
I did. Yeah, and it was wonderful.
Oh, well, it's beautiful to come full circle, have you back on now as an author. So tell us about your book, please.
Oh, thank you so much, Scott. It's a delight to be here with you all. So my book is called May the Love Force Be With You, Kali Ki Reiki, Healing Through the Divine Mother and Yogic Wisdom. So it's got a long subtitle because we wanted to get the title in there, May the Love Force Be With You. And it is the story of Kali Ki Reiki, which is a new Reiki lineage that I was blessed to have this revealed to me starting in around 2008. And it consists of different symbols that are than what are used in traditional Reiki. And these symbols are what came to me in a series of mystical experiences, actually over 12 years. And maybe the system isn't even complete. I don't know. But what these symbols are is that we understand them to be, Scott, is that these symbols are like imprints of healing frequencies directly from the Divine Mother. And they're light imprints. So, for example, the first symbol that I received, it's called the Trishul, which is the trident. But I received it over a period of 7 nights when I was awakened each night by light, and then light coming out of light. And by the end of the 7 nights, there was this form like a trishul, like a trident. And I got the message that this was to be used as healing. So you can picture a trident, right, with its base in the earth, and you can picture it crossing at your heart, for example, and your arms out, and you become this powerful Kundalini symbol. And that's what it is. So the love force energy that we talk about is what in traditional Reiki is referred to as the life force, but we call it the love force because it is the force, the energy, the Shakti, the Kundalini, right, of the absolute, which we call limitless love. So in the guided meditation, for example, I was inviting us to just breathe into the vastness, the ocean of pure being, which is limitless, which is pure love. And then from that, everything, of course, is manifested and created. So the book talks about the kind of the yogic foundations in understanding what the love force is, what limitless love is, and then how Kali Ki Reiki works and how these symbols work. So I'll give you an example. So one of they're beautiful symbols. So this is one of our symbols. Can you see that all right?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, it's called the Amritananda. So in Sanskrit, Amrita means nectar and Ananda means bliss or joy. So it's the nectar of bliss. And this symbol actually was revealed to me again. I was awakened in the middle of the night. This was many years after the first one. I went outside. I saw a quarter moon in the sky, and it was way off to my left initially. And then I closed my eyes and I went into deep meditation. And at a certain point, I felt these droplets of moisture on my face and kind of like falling down my face. And I thought, kind of woke me up like, wait, what is this? It's not hot and humid. Am I sweating? And then, as we do, I kind of took a little lick, and it was the sweetest, most precious nectarian taste. I just can't even describe it. Sweeter than sweet, but it was amazing. And that I knew was the Amrita. And at that moment, I felt this piercing light in my forehead. And I looked up, and the moon had moved across the sky. And it was like there was this imprint of this symbol with that dot, that bindu point, right at the third eye on my forehead. And this interesting, Peter, it was very much a connection with the angelic realm, also with the ancestral realm, and with the grandmothers, with the grandfathers, and with pure love. And so we use the symbol now for connecting with those realms, connecting with that love, and connecting with the pure being. So in Kali Ki Reiki, we utilize these symbols to help people heal in whatever way there is needed. So for example, if they need some ancestral healing, we might use this symbol that I just showed you. If people need some strengthening and some power up, we might use the Trishul. Or we might use what we call the Om Trishul, where you've got power and you've also got gentleness or love. And so this is how we work with Kali Ki Reiki, which is a little bit different than traditional Reiki, which I was trained in and taught for several years before these revelations started to come. So the book describes all this. It tells many healing stories. It tells the story of how each of the symbols, and actually there are over 11 symbols, came into being, and there are 11 plus various iterations. And so out of this developed what we call the Wisdom School, where we teach Kali Ki Reiki, where we teach deep meditation, and where we come together in Kula, in community, both online and in person, to heal ourselves, to heal each other, and to heal the planet. And that is why we feel these symbols were brought into this world at this time, right? Is because it is that critical junction point where our consciousness needs to awaken, or what we call wisen. We call it spiritual wisening, and to awaken, and for, of course, for us to heal one another and heal our planet.
Wow.
So,
It's just so beautiful to meet people like yourself that are taking time to slow down, tune in, and bring through these new energies, these new, it's like this is the awakening world, right? That's our
it
show.
is.
And a big part of it is people like yourself that are bringing in new technologies, new energies. It's an incredible time on the planet. And when we come back around for kind of your second round, I'm hoping that maybe you can even share some examples, perhaps with members of our audience, maybe members of our audience that could gain from some of the unique Reiki-like healing experience that you provide. Yeah?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
All right, so think about that. Who wants to volunteer? And we're going to make our next round participatory for everybody. But just for those of you watching on Facebook, the way to find her book is if you go to Amazon and just put "May the Love Force be with you." I checked and it comes up easily. Just go to Amazon, put "May the Love Force." You even just put in those 3 words and you'll find it very quickly. And that's where you can order the book. And it's on Kindle, it's on audiobook, paperback, audio CD. There's a lot of different ways that you can get it. And of course, we're going to be back with Rajashree and all of our presenters. And I think just to digest all of this wonderful information, it's time for some Omashar song. Hey, brother.
Hey, namaste, everybody. Welcome, welcome. I feel surrounded by angels already, and I love the eloquence of all of our authors here. And Peter, just what you shared with us about your angelic experience and your journey has just lifted me and brought me home to myself. And so here is a song. It's called The Garden of One. And let's go into that garden of one.
you to take a step towards me, toward me. I can feel your longing to be whole. So come along now and lay your hand on my heart, on my heart. Close your eyes, dear, and rest a while in me. Keep open your heart and let it listen, and bathe yourself in the garden of one. Know you're at home and in my embrace. Here is divine grace. Here is divine grace. And I love you more than you could know. Keep open your heart and let in the sun, and bathe yourself in the garden of one. Know you're at home and in my embrace. Here is divine grace. Here is divine grace. Here is empty space.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, beloved brother Omashar.
My pleasure.
And a reminder that we can learn more about Omashar by going to his website. Easy to remember. It's his name, omashar.com. And if you scroll down just a little bit, you can find different ways to get his music. We like to use Bandcamp because Bandcamp is the most generous, and he's got 5 beautiful albums there for us. So if you haven't already gotten your albums from Omashar, please, please, please do that. So we can support our beloved brother who is going to Japan. We just learned today that Omashar is going to Japan. So share with our Global Peace Tribe, since we are the Global Peace Tribe, and you're going to be coming to us from Japan in September. Tell us.
Phenomenal. It's the culmination of the 99 Days of Peace, and of course, I think it's the 21st of September is World Peace Day, and there's going to be a huge delegation going to Japan, starting in Tokyo, where we're having a convergence together. And then we're going to drive to Mount Fuji and just have 3 days of quiet internal contemplation, and then we're going to Hiroshima, and going to have a massive ceremony there. And of course, it's all about invoking peace, the end to all wars forever. And there is a global concert happening on that day, which is broadcast all around the world. Millions of people will be tuning in. And I think there's about an hour dedicated to each time zone. And there'll be an hour dedicated to the time zone in Japan for World Peace Week. And so that's pretty exciting. And I'm going to have to learn a few arigatos and sayonaras and things like that. And so I'm looking forward to that. And of course, that is all with Kristen Hoffman, of course, and Unity Earth and Ben Bowler, and a bunch of other amazing musicians and co-creative souls. And about 60 of us are going to be in the Peace Train. And there's going to be one gathering where there's over 1,000 people turning up. I don't have all the information yet. This is brand new to me, but I made the commitment to go. And so let's have some, I'll be the Global Peace Tribe representative in Japan. and hopefully we'll be able to work the timing out. Yeah, for it to be for there to be some live broadcast from there.
That is so awesome. I realized I didn't put my Global Peace Tribe background up, so I better do that right now so I don't forget who I'm representing. This is so exciting. And we are going to do, we'll definitely do a full show with Omashar from Japan. And so it's going to be really, first he was in Glastonbury, then Japan. You're having a beautiful, beautiful year of travel, my friend.
Yeah, yes, indeed. It's been almost 5 years. I used to do between 6 and 8 countries a year with my music, and then the pandemic decided to join us all together in a new way. And this is this Global Peace Tribe and many other groups have gathered together as the butterfly coming out of the caterpillar of COVID. And even though it was a very interesting, heartbreaking time, it has done something amazing in joining us all together. And because of that, we're speaking with each other right now.
Well, as you're traveling around the world, I now have a new name for you. Globashar.
Globashar, yeah.
Globashar.
It's perfect, Scott. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Globashar.
Yeah, Globashar. I like that. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, cool.
All right, so now we're going to do another round with each of our wonderful guests. And this is where we want for those of you in the Zoom room to come and participate with us a little bit more. So a reminder that what we're going to be doing is with Corey, we're going to hear some soul statements from you. So if any of you are looking for support on soul statements that would support you at this time in your life, don't be shy. We'll have Corey work with you on it. Then Peter is going to read his wonderful children's book to us. And then we'll come back to our lovely Rajashree Ma, and she'll provide, for any of you who want some support, her unique Reiki-like healing experience. Also, I certainly am going to read some of the comments that came in previously for our different authors. So this is where we want to really make it very participatory. And a reminder that for those of you who are watching on Facebook, what you want to do is join the Global Peace Tribe. Come and join us right now. You can still come join us. You'll immediately get the Zoom room links. And it's easy to do that. Just go to globalpeacetribe.com. Globalpeacetribe.com. You can learn all about us, all about what we do, all about our upcoming shows or what we offer. And if you click the button for registration, register for the new season, that will take you to our registration page. And if you register right away, you get the Zoom room links emailed to you. So, and this is a good time to join because we've got a program going where if you join now, you get all the links to all of our shows for the next 4 months, taking us all the way through to the end of September. We also have a new film series that we're starting on Friday nights. So again, we do The Awakening World on Wednesday nights and Saturday night, always. And a film to come and join us. All right, I'm going to go find Corey and bring him back on. There he is. Hey, Corey.
Hey there.
It's time for us to have some soul statements. And beloved brother Omashar, right off the bat, has one. So I'm going to put Omashar back on camera with you to, ask him, he shall receive.
Corey, namaste, brother. My issue is with guilt, and whenever I go to speak to somebody and speak from my truth, or if I have a change of plan and I share it out with somebody, I have this blinding guilt which just crushes me and squeezes me down into such a small place, and what it's done over my life has stopped me being able to communicate with people at all, because I don't even want to go there. But I'm at a point in my life where I have to shine, I'm choosing to shine, and I'm choosing to be communicative and eloquent and centered and clear. But even today, I had a situation where I had to communicate something to somebody, and immediately that I communicated by text, I had this wave of guilt come over me, and I thought, oh my God, what is it here that is inhibiting me so? And then I thought to myself, is it from sometime in this life? Or anyway, I'll stop right there.
Okay. All right. Well, one of my initial thoughts is that before you communicate, respond to anyone else, what are you telling yourself? What are you communicating to Omashar about, about where you stand on, whatever's happening, whatever's been said. And in the aftermath of saying what you say and then feeling, oh no, this guilt washing over you, there's got to be a part of your soul that is guilt-free, that guilt isn't even a thing in your deep soul. And so what might that real part of Omashar chime in with? I'm asking you.
That is a nice thought for me to proceed any sharing I do with that statement of I am innocent and I am guilt-free. Somewhere in myself, even as I attempt to tune in with myself, I see myself trying to blank it out and push it away. I'm kind of stuck.
All right. And then, well, one thing that a soul statement that I personally have, maybe I'm gonna try to approach some deeper question like we've been just discussing, is I'll remind myself, I'll say, I can let the knowing of my spirit bubble up from inside me. Like that can happen, that it does happen. And so, and sometimes it's just stop listening to the noise of everything else. And the harpist was talking about the deep silence, and that is so nurturing and nourishing and healing silence. And so there's a silence down inside you too. And that silence can heal you, can inform you. And then the knowing of your spirit can bubble up from inside you. And so you can craft your own brief soul statement with that. My inner alignment is always available. I'm a loved child of God, or, whatever feels most powerful to you to counterbalance the guilt wash.
Yes, exactly. I can thank you, Corey. I can hear that I'm just going to have to mentor myself for the next little while with statements like that, because it hasn't been fun not communicating my absolute truth all the time. I'm not saying I'm lying. It's just I don't say anything. And so exactly. Thank you.
Yes. And another thought I had is, I don't want you to necessarily feel like you need to beat yourself up if, you do some of these practices and then the guilt comes again, and that's all just part of being human. And so when I find myself thinking something super unhelpful or catastrophizing whatever I might do, I actually think on the inside, oh yeah, I used to think that, or I used to feel that. And what's really true is, apply the soul statement. My inner light is available. I'm a loved child of God. When I trust love, I can handle whatever happens.
Thank you. I got it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm going to read one from one of our wonderful regulars. This is from Susan Bloomquist. And Susan writes, I would like a soul statement to counter, I do not owe anyone for my life. So in other words, what would be a positive soul statement for that?
Well, I thought of two things that just popped in, which is one, I'm a sovereign being, or some version of that. And The other is everything I have is a gift. Like I didn't earn God's love. I didn't earn this air I breathe, or the place where I lay my head, on this earth. This is all of life, if you really think about it, is a gift. And so for me, it's helpful to remember, everything I have is a gift.
Beautiful, beautiful. And just putting it out, if anybody has other soul statements that they would like to have, and I'll toss out some examples. What are, obviously most of us on this show are 50 plus. So we're aging, we've got arthritis, we've got stuff going on with our bodies. What are some soul statements for common health challenges or physical challenges that we might be dealing with?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm dealing with one this very second. I'm
Okay.
I'm struggling, but and I'm having a procedure on Friday to help resolve it. So, like, what I'll say to myself is, my body knows how to heal itself, or my body is healing itself.
And always in the present time, right? Always.
Yeah, because we're not trying to trick our brain into something that hasn't quite arrived yet, or something we're not, like, oh, I'm 20 pounds lighter, I'm 20 pounds lighter, but it's like, well, what is true? What's true is living in wonder is a gift and a joy. I'm bigger than any complaint. That's one I like. I am bigger than any complaint. I have a long history of complaining, but you know what? I'm bigger than any complaint.
That's beautiful. What I like about that too, two things. I love that it starts with I am. And also it helps us remember that we're not just this little person in the body, but we're a much greater spirit than that. So, question for you about I am, because as a coach, I give I am affirmations. What are your thoughts with soul statements about the power of I am, and starting soul statements with the words I am?
I am a big fan of that exercise. I love it. And I am a precious heart, a precious being. I am love. That those are soul statements. Those are powerful. And we can just go through a bunch of, some people, it's interesting. Some people find it powerful to go through a bunch of soul statements, like an I am, one after another. And some people, and maybe at different times, other people might feel the power by repeating the same one. I am a true heart. I am a true heart. And just keep, I am a true heart, and feel it. The goal is to feel it. You want your bones to feel it.
Beautiful, beautiful. See if there's any other questions. No. So I think what we'll do is we will do two things. We're going to go back one more time to soul statements and how to order it from Amazon. And again, it's called Soul Statements, a Love Coach's Guide to Successful Communication. And it's easy to find on Amazon. Corey Lyon Folsom is the author and my good friend. And do you have any love coaching suggestions you'd like to make for anybody?
Just to remember that you can call up the best part of you in a moment. You are not your story. And the next right action is obvious when you're connected to your value.
Beautiful. And Susan, who you helped, says thank you. And she repeated what you had suggested. I am a sovereign being and my gifts are important. So beautiful, beautiful. And Richard just wrote, I am the light, I am the love, I am the truth, I am. And yeah, the power of I am. Now, you mentioned that you're going through a little bit of a healing thing yourself. If you're willing, we in the Global Peace Tribe like to do our healing energies for people. So if you don't mind, I'm going to ask everybody to tap into their inner healer, the inner Christ consciousness or Mary consciousness, or whatever it may be? And would you be willing to just receive our love and holding highest for you? And maybe you can do some soul statements for yourself while we're sending you love. Would you be willing to do that, Corey?
That offer brings tears to my eyes. Thank you. Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to go to gallery view. And everybody in your own unique way, just tuning in. And Corey, go ahead and do soul statements for yourself while we bless you. Thank you, everybody. And thank you very much, Sylvia, for that beautiful flute. And I'm kind of being spontaneous here, but I'm going to bring Raja Shri back on. And I'm wondering, Raja Shri, if you'd be willing to provide a little bit of your unique work with Corey.
I would be happy to, and I'd like to share, Corey, a soul statement, a mantra that we do in Kali Ki Reiki, because it has to do with tuning into the fact that we are limitless love. And so I'm just going to say it several times, but that is for everyone. And then for you, Corey, there are several people actually in the audience who are part of our Kula, our wisdom school. So I'm going to invite everyone to send the Om Trishul to Corey. And the Om Trishul is a combination of the Om and the Trident. And everyone can just picture this. Okay, because it gives strength, it gives power, it gives healing. And it actually can be used in what we call psychic surgery to help remove what needs to be removed. That's the Trishul. And then the Om heals, softens, and makes whole. So I'm going to do this mantra a few times. And as I'm doing it, everyone, and you may want to repeat it, Corey, it may resonate with you. If it does, wonderful. If not, it's okay. Just let us say it. Those of you who know it, follow along if you like. It's quite simple, but it has its own rhythm. And so please just take a few nice deep breaths, Corey. And let yourself be in a place of receiving divine love. And if you wish, you can say after me if it feels good. I am limitless love.
I am limitless love.
I am love.
I am love.
I am limitless.
I am limitless.
I am aham. Again. I am limitless love.
I am limitless love.
I am love.
I am love.
I am limitless.
I am limitless.
I am
I am.
aham. And now everyone, please just visualize the Trishul, the trident, and an Om embracing it. And let that energy penetrate to Corey so that it goes to exactly where it's needed. This is the divine intelligence. It knows what's needed. And it is here with you, Corey, and for you. And it is healing and it is holding. And you are the love force, receiving the love force, the love, being loved by the beloved. And that is healing, that is wholeness. Om Klim Kalike Namaha, Om Klim Kalike Namaha, Om Klim Kalike Namaha.
Thank you so much for spontaneously jumping in there and providing. And we'll come back to Rajashri a little bit later, and she's going to work with some of you. I know people in the audience have already asked for it. How are you feeling, Corey?
Improved.
Well, there's actually a question that came in from the audience. I'm going to ask you a question, then we'll move on. This is from Dorina Joy asking, isn't it even more powerful to soul affirm I am and I experience versus I want, I desire, or I deserve?
Yes.
That was easy. Beautiful, brother. Thank you so much, and blessings on your procedure. Please let me know privately. Text me with how you're doing. I love you so much. Thanks for being with us.
And isn't it great? I mean, look at you now, Corey. Does everybody see how he's like shining and glowing? Yeah.
It's beautiful. Thank you so much, Rajashri. Thank you.
It's all of us.
It is. It is. Well, we are going to go to Peter next. And this is going to be really fun because Peter has a children's book that he's going to actually read to us. So, hey, Peter, welcome back.
And thank you, Scott. It's great to be here with everybody. Oh, it's a very nice meditative space. I was really feeling that healing going through. He was just receiving all of us, sending him light and energy. I bet he feels probably pretty good from that. I would. So I thought I would just pick up where I left off. I do have two books, and I thought I would read a little bit from my first one first. So I have about 10 minutes, right? So
That's correct. Yeah.
So let me start with this, and I'm just going to pick up because people are so curious about my angel experiences and what happened. So I just wanted to read a little bit from a section from a chapter in the book, Hearing the Angels Sing. This is from the title track called To Hear the Angels Sing chapter. And so I'm just going to jump into this. So come along with me on this. One late summer day, while sitting alone in meditation in the canyons, I heard an inner voice say to me, "Trust, surrender, and let go." This gentle, guiding voice urged me to allow the music to take me on a journey out of my body and into the celestial realms. The music will carry you. Hold on, let me just shut the door. I live with a 13-year-old. The music will carry you. That's all. Just ride upon it like a boat on a river. I hesitated at first, but soon any resistance I had to opening myself to this invitation disappeared. As soon as I let go, I felt a great surge of energy rise up from the base of my spine and ascend towards the top of my head. With all of the work I had been doing spiritually, my Kundalini was easily aroused, and it naturally wanted to ascend up through my chakra system toward my crown and open up the seventh seal. I kept repeating silently, I trust, I surrender, and I let go. Soon I felt gently embraced by an energy that loosened my ego's hold on normal reality. And then, in what seemed like a single moment, my spirit was lifted out of the top of my head and up into the etheric planes of reality. Golden light flooded into me, illuminating my inner vision and surrounding me in a cocoon of sublime radiance and ecstasy. As I bathed myself in this music that was singing to my soul, I opened up to a more panoramic view of my inner perceptions. Looking around the interior of my mind's landscape, I began to perceive faint forms of light moving and dancing in front of me. I felt the presence of my guides assisting me to focus, and as I adjusted my inner vision, the faint forms of light gradually became more distinct, until to my utter amazement, I realized that I was surrounded by perhaps 10 or 12 angels. They were playing harps and flutes and violins that were echoing the heavenly strains of the music that I had just been hearing. To my delight, these first angels I came in contact with were the cherubs. Cherubs are the chubby little baby angels so often depicted in Renaissance art, such as in Michelangelo's paintings in the Sistine Chapel. Cherubs are a high order of angels in close proximity to paradise and the throne of God Almighty. They vibrate within a very high frequency of divine love and are able to travel at miraculous speeds through the angelic realms and the far ranges of the greater universes. And by some power beyond human comprehension, they are able to interpenetrate our earthly dimension and interact with us humans, bringing divine guidance, miraculous healings, synchronicities, apparitions, and visions, and creative works in art, music, and literature that have inspired the human race down the ages to reach for the heights of exaltation. As I watched them with my inner vision, I was astonished at what I was perceiving. Several times I opened my eyes to shake my head and clear my mind of anything that could have been a self-created image. But time and time again, when I closed my eyes and returned to my inner realm of meditation, they were there for me, waiting for me. It became clear that these angels were not a figment of my imagination, but were very real indeed. For the most part, angels had existed for me only within the realm of fantasy, and now here they were, clearly perceptible. It was as if my orientation to reality had made a shift to include other levels that had previously been invisible to me. The angels were flying back and forth in front of my face, looking directly at me, and I could look back at them. There came a moment as I sat on that rock out in the canyons of Sedona, in glorious communion with them, when I realized that I was perceiving a conversation that they were having with one another. When I say conversation, I don't mean spoken words coming from a moving mouth. I mean pure telepathy. Do you think he can see us? Yes, it looks like he's looking at us. Yes, I can see you, I blurted out in my inner speaking, trying to wrap my mind around what was occurring. I asked the illogical question, can you see me? Yes, we can see you. They kept flying around in front of me, but now I could see a radiance of excitement in the smiles on their faces. We have been waiting a long time to make this contact with you, Peter. I stared at them, stunned. I had no reply. All I could think of was, how could this be happening? We are not sure if you would be able to make the connection with us, but we hoped for this. We did everything possible so that it could happen, and indeed it has. This was the beginning of my telepathic link with the angels that continues to this day.
Peter, that is such an inspirational segment from your book, and may it give everyone watching inspiration to open yourselves, to talk to the angels, to talk description of the cherubic kingdom. And wow.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to interject here that the music that the angels gave me, what they've told me is when you listen to my music, it has within it the unified field of divine love and oneness. So it has that resonant energy. And if you receive that as you're listening, it can bring you into that connection, into the oneness, and you can feel the love within it. And if you close your eyes, you can use my music. It's like an angelic transport, and you can access the realm of the soul, and it can take you into the higher dimension. It gives wings to the soul. And if on my website, I have many, many beautiful letters from people over the years who have reported having beautiful, soul journeys and visions and miraculous healings from listening to the music. So there they are right there.
I'm showing some of those. Yeah, there they are. And it just is amazing. Everybody do go to heartmagic.com, click on letters, and that's where you can read some of these beautiful stories of people's experiences listening to his music and how it's impacted them.
Yes. So,
And you're going to read your children's book to us now.
well, this is Peter and the Magic Harp. So this is a story that I started writing 25 years ago. And I have my journal, and I was writing and ideas about it because I knew right away that there was going to be there's going to be a book and a children's book. Finally, it came about at this time, and it's called Peter and the Magic Harp. And this is the Kindle version. I mean, this is, I put the book just recently, I published it on Kindle on Amazon. So you can get that version if you like. And maybe Scott can search for that. And also there's a print on demand. And this is like the first edition. And, this is nice. It's got a glossy cover. It's pretty cool. So I'll just read this. It will only take a few minutes. It's not a long story. But the dedication is dedicated to all children, young and old, who carry within them the melody of a grand dream or the harmony of a vivid imagination. May you never cease to pursue your dreams and always keep the magic alive within your heart. Trust and know, with the angels' help, your dreams and visions will manifest in divine right timing, and you will receive them at the perfect moment. God bless. Peter 5:11-24. So this was just less than a month ago. So the story opens, you can see there's a picture of Peter in the Red Rock village there. And it says here, once upon a time, there was a young boy named Peter who lived in a small village nestled in the heart of the Red Rock Mountains. He was known for his quiet and introspective nature, often finding solace in the serene embrace of nature. However, Peter's shyness and lack of self-confidence sometimes led to challenges at school, where he endured the teasing and bullying of his peers. True story, really happened to me when I was young. To ease the ache in his heart, Peter sought refuge in the forest, where he would wander for hours amidst the sounds of singing birds, the gentle rustle of leaves in the wind, and the trickling streams, finding comfort in the natural symphony that surrounded him. See the next picture of Peter there, walking in the forest. It says, one day while Peter was walking in the forest, he heard an unusual sound that he had never heard before. It was a soft, ethereal melody that seemed to be coming from nowhere and everywhere at the same time. Peter followed the sound, and it led him to a clearing where he saw a vision of angels floating in the air and playing harps. See the next picture there with Peter and the angels. The angels looked at him and said, Peter, you have been chosen to play the harp for the kingdom of heaven. We will give you special music to bring to earth during this time of the dawning of the golden age, and you must play it with all of your heart and soul. Peter was amazed and couldn't believe what he was hearing. He thought that perhaps he was imagining this, but the angels reassured him by creating magical synchronicities that left him with little doubt that indeed the angels and their heavenly requests were real. Here's the next picture. Beautiful magical harp and the angel. Finally, Peter accepted their offer, and the angels handed him a beautiful small harp that had carvings and ivory inlay of Celtic knots and other magical symbols. As soon as Peter touched the harp, he felt a strong energy flowing through him as his hands seemed to move by themselves upon the strings, and the music that came out of the harp was unlike anything he had ever heard before. This is a magic harp. It holds the power to heal and bring peace to those who hear it played. It is your destiny to play it and bring joy to the world, the angel said. From that day on, Peter would spend every waking moment practicing his new gift. And the people who heard it were filled with joy and peace. As Peter traveled from village to village, he became known as the healer of souls, and people would come from far and wide to hear him play. He used the magic of the harp to heal the sick and to bring comfort to the bereaved. He played with all of his heart and soul, and his music was so beautiful that it brought tears to the eyes of all who heard it. This is the next one there. As the years went by, Peter realized that the magic harp was not only helping others, it was also helping him. He was able to find peace within himself and to overcome the struggles he had been facing earlier in his life. Peter felt a deep sense of fulfillment, knowing that his music was bringing healing and upliftment to people the world over. Let's see the next one here. Eventually, Peter returned to the clearing in the forest where he had first met the angels and received his magic harp. He called out to them, and to his delight, the angels appeared, floating in the air in front of him. He thanked them for giving him the magic harp, and the angel said, "The harp was always yours. You just needed to find it." And with that, the angels disappeared into the ethers. Story.
Wow. Hmm.
Just a couple more pages.
It's beautiful. Take your time. People are loving this.
Okay. As Peter's fame grew, he was invited to play at the palace for the king and queen. Peter was nervous but excited, and he played with all of his heart. The king and the queen were so impressed by Peter's talent that they offered him a position as the court musician. There he is playing for the king and the queen. Peter accepted the offer and moved to the palace. He played for the king and the queen every day, and his music brought joy to the entire kingdom. Years went by, and Peter grew old, but he never lost his passion for music. He taught many young musicians how to play the harp and told them stories about the angels, and his legacy lived on through them. And the final page, you can see Peter up in heaven now, older, with the angels, and it says, "And when his time came, he returned to the kingdom of heaven, where the angels welcomed him with open arms, and he played the harp for eternity."
Mm.
And then the final little things at the end here, the last page, says, "Peter and the magic harp, in the heart of Sedona's majestic canyons, where the red rock monoliths stand tall, a magical journey unfolded for me. Surrounded by the profound silence and breathtaking scenery, I embarked on a spiritual quest that led me to the enchanting world of Peter and the magic harp. Inspired by heavenly visions, I discovered the transformative power of the harp after hearing a divine sound current in the silence of the ancient canyons. Trusting in the guidance to trust, surrender, and let go, I found myself lifted into the realm of golden light, embraced by heavenly angels playing harps and singing with celestial voices. Through telepathic communication, they unveiled my life's purpose to bring special music to earth in this dawning golden age. Within the pages of this magical tale, I shared the inspiration, Wonder and solace I gain from the angels, hoping that children of all ages may be touched by a heavenly force and find inspiration for a miraculous life. Peter and the Magic Harp.
What's up again? Beautiful.
Yeah, it's really wonderful to have it out, and it's only like $6 on Kindle. It might be nice to have in your phone. You never know when you may come upon a young one or somebody who might love to hear a magical story like that.
And I did find it. It's really easy to find it on Amazon. Just put in Peter Magic Harp and it comes right up. And here it is. And of course, you can get it on Kindle or you can get the paperback. And there's a lot of comments and some questions that have come in for you,
Okay.
Peter.
Okay.
So I'll read the comments first, then we'll get to the questions.
Okay.
Sylvia, thank you, Peter. Rajashri writes, I think it would be great if you could play the harp for our leaders every day. And please play it for everyone. Rhonda writes, Peter, both of these readings are so sweet, inspiring, and beautiful, as is your harp playing and your spirit. Ellie writes, adorable, beautiful, I am touched. Ayada writes, what a beautiful story, Peter. George, who is one of our regulars and is clinically deaf, writes, I have not seen the angels, but I hear the singing. I wonder sometimes if it's my own voice that I'm hearing. And so I'm appreciating your sharing, Peter, and I love your music. So it's inspired George to trust that what he's hearing is not just himself. Susan writes, this story is precious. And Kiki writes, I've added all of tonight's books to my Amazon cart. Thank you. So thank you, Kiki. And yeah, everybody buy the books. And then here's, Eleanor Joy writes, that was a heartfelt reading. Thank you. And then Drina Joy has a question. Thank you, Peter. Do the guardian angels choose us or do we choose them? And what can assist us to have this sort of beautiful telepathic connection with them that you experienced?
Well, my understanding is that we're all born with a guardian angel, that's there with us. This is kind of an understanding that traverses many different religions and spiritual faiths. So I do believe that we all have an angel with us that is there to be like a protector and to help to guide us to our soul's destiny, to choose the highest path, the more righteous path, and help get us connected to our higher self and our divine guidance. And when they gave me the music, as I might have mentioned earlier, that to listen to my music, that it is a tool. She asked, what can assist us to have this connection? I would say the angels gave me the music. The music is a tool for us to use. So if you listen to my music and you can access it however you like on Spotify, Pandora, all the streaming platforms, my website, you come by and hear it. But just connect with it. And a lot of people just let it kind of play over and over and it creates like a resonant field. And this will help us, this will help to fortify that connection, to open channels of connection and communication with your divine guidance and with your own personal angels. That's what it's for. I just wanted to mention earlier today, I was playing at a special event here in the Verde Valley over in Cottonwood, the next town over from Sedona. I gave a presentation for the Verde Valley Hospice of Northern Arizona group that is the hospice workers and people connected. And I told my story of how my music has been used a lot in hospice. And for years in my early days, I used to go to the hospital here and go up into the critical care unit and go room to room and play my harp for the patients. And I became known as like the harp guy, like a musical doctor, like I felt like. And it was so rewarding to go into the hospital and play for people at the bedside. And my music has been used a lot in hospice. So I was going to say, to connect with the angels, with my music, the albums that I want to recommend are The Angel's Gift. It came out in 2000. It has a beautiful blue cover. You can see that on my website or pull it up on any platform. And that was special music I made for Doreen Virtue, best-selling angel book author. And it was some guided music for her guided meditation. So that one has been used the most if for the hospice and transition of life. And people have actually conceived children with that, have given birth, and have passed over to the other side. So there's the angel's gift is farther down, a little farther down. I got some great graphics. I have a great designer that I work with. There's the angel's gift down there in the blue, beautiful image of an angel there. And so that one I recommend is very good. The other one I wanted to recommend is called Out of the Blue. If you go back, you might be able to see Out of the Blue. These are my two recommendations specifically for getting you connected with your angels. And where's Out of the Blue? It's a little bit farther down on there somewhere, maybe down at the bottom. There it is on the bottom left, Out of the Blue. And that was music for like hypnotherapy. So it's very meditative with long pieces, like almost 20-minute long pieces of music, a couple of them really long. So that is excellent. So you just put that on and listen to it and close your eyes and light a candle and lay back, get in a bathtub, you know, whatever you like, have a glass of wine, light a candle, put some bubbles and float in the water and close your eyes and just open your imagination. You have to open up the imagination. Imagination is the key. This is the rainbow bridge, you know. We have to become like little children in order to get into the kingdom of heaven. And to get into the kingdom of heaven is to get that connection with the heavenly forces like that. We have to kind of go back to that childlike innocence in our mind, open our imagination, and let our imagination be inspired by God's love as our imagination can open up into the mansion worlds of light, into the higher dimension where you can see up into the ethereal realms. So when you listen, just look up into your mind's eye, into your imagination, in your third eye, in your ajna center, into the Christ center, and look for the golden light. And that can open up into this eternal vista with the angels. They're in the unified field, in the quantum realm. So when you go there, if you listen to my music with the intent to open up and to see and have visions of the angels, and you call to them, open your heart and call to them as you listen. And this is what happens, is that you read in those testimonials. This is what I advise people, and they come back and tell me what happens. It's really quite miraculous. So thank you for letting me share with you tonight.
Oh my God, Peter, thank you so much. This is just, you are beautiful. Ellie writes, such a beautiful fit for hospice. Absolutely. She writes, to help people leave their physical bodies with the music of angels is sacred. Thank you for your service, Peter.
Very
That's
welcome.
Ellie,
Here to serve.
who does a lot of work like that as well. And Grace Denise was inspired by what you just shared. She said, this is reminding me of a revelatory experience I had in which a golden white light came through the roof as we sang in what I felt like a glorious harmony. Thank you, Peter, for bringing this memory to me now. So
Yes, harmony is so important. You know, it's like the angels, they have this, the harmonics, the harmonies that they create these harmonic overtones. So when we sing together, we can unify into one voice. And that's what the angels are doing. Even right now, as we are here down in the 3D world on planet Earth, up in the higher angelic realms, there's this glorious vision that's actually going on 24/7. It never stops, or that luminous sphere of light is just pulsating, pure love. And it's raining down upon us. You know, more and more the veils are thinning. So the light is coming in now more than ever. And just even as we know with the sun and the solar flares, we are being bathed in super high frequency light coming from the sun, which is a portal to the great central sun. And our magnetic field is down, the shield is down. So we are, high frequency codes are coming in with the light right now. So just to open, that's what the angels, they just want us to open to receive the light. And the music can take you there. It can soften the nerves. You can tune your own nervous system with it. The harp has this way to tune the nerves, and it can bring you into an attunement with these higher frequencies of divine love and light that are there in the music. So I invite you to come and let it be like a sacred sanctuary to you. Let it cocoon you in God's love, the angelic light from the angelic realms. Just receive that as a miraculous blessing. It's in the music. It's in that music I recommended, The Angel's Gift and Out of the Blue. You just go and listen to it and just open and receive the gift of that. God bless.
Again, everybody, you can find all these albums, heartmagic.com/music. And so many beautiful, beautiful albums here. And the ones that he's recommending are The Angel's Gift and Out of the Blue. You'll find them kind of more towards the bottom of the list here. Peter, it's always such a pleasure. I love you so much. And I'm planning to come to Sedona fairly soon. So I'll hopefully see you in person sometime in about a month or so.
I look so much forward to it, and we're going to go out in the Jeep. We're going to go have some adventures on the land. Let's do that, and we'll all get together and be
I would love
together.
that.
I'm going to turn off my camera. I'll be listening, but I have my son, so I got to go, make him some dinner. But I'm going to be tuning in. If you need me, just give a holler, and I'll come back.
I was eating a salad while you were reading your children's book, so it's all good.
Okay, good.
Take it, brother.
Blessings.
Wow. Wasn't that just amazing? So much we learned from Peter. And let's just all use this opportunity, get his albums, and tune in and really feel the angels coming in. So we are going to go back to Rosh Hashanah. And again, a reminder that if any of you would like support for anything that you're dealing with, this is your opportunity. And we are going to start with Eleanor Joy's beloved Ian. I'm going to actually put the spotlight on all of you. Of course, it's great to have Eleanor Joy back with us out of the hospital. I think, Ian, go ahead and share with Rosh Hashanah what you wanted support for. We can't hear you.
I have a damaged right Achilles tendon that I've been living with for about a month now.
And it's badly inflamed.
Okay. So first of all, I just want to say, in regard to Peter's music, we're always looking for good Reiki music. So I'm very excited to have that resource. I wish we could play it in the background while we're doing this healing right now, Ian. So how long have you had the Achilles tendon issue?
About a month.
About a month. Okay. And is it preventing you from walking?
Oh, no, I can walk, but short distances and very carefully.
Okay. Yeah, right. Right. Okay. So Reiki and Kali Ki Reiki works on all levels, right? So it works on the physical, it works on the mental, the emotional, and it works to bring balance and harmony between all those levels of our being. And of course, when we've got pain, something's out of harmony, right?
Yes.
And it's interesting because it's like, well, how can energy healing, right, heal the physical? And we sometimes wonder about that. And yet many of us have had that experience for sure. And of course, it's because what appears to be physical is truly just energy. And what is energy is the energy of the divine, because that's all there is, right? So it's a very interesting process because Kali Ki Reiki is the love force. It's just sending love. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to love the heck out of your Achilles tendon. And you know how it is with pain. It's like we just want it to go away. We just, we want to toss it aside. We want to forget about it. We compartmentalize with it. We do all that. And what I'm going to suggest to you, Ian, actually, is if you can do this, or maybe Eleanor Joy, you can do it for him while we, the group, are sending some healing. But can you hold his heel? Can you hold it? Hold it.
Yeah.
Hold his
Yeah.
heel. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you guys are up for it and you want to show us, with your camera that would be fine. You don't have to. Yeah, there we go. Okay, but I want to make sure that you're comfortable, Ian.
Yes.
Okay. And that Eleanor Joy, just like that guided meditation that we did at the beginning, gaze on his heel as if it is the divine herself, itself, as if, because everything is, right? So just gaze upon it with pure love. And Ian, see if you can feel that energy. And then everyone else, imagine in your palms that you too are holding his heel. And I'm going to be holding a crystal while I do that, because our crystals will act as surrogates and as transmitters. So now I'm going to go into silence, and I'm going to invite everyone else to go into silence, but notice that the silence is vibrating, and that vibration is the divine energy, the divine Shakti, the love force. And then in your own mind, in your own imagination, in your own heart, begin to feel that love force resonating and harmonizing with Ian's heel, with his Achilles tendon, with his heel, his foot, his ankle. And just offer it love. And maybe you can even listen to it a little bit. Maybe there's something it wants Ian to know. But mostly, just feel the vibration of love in your own hands, resonating with the vibration, the pulsation of the love force, the life force energy in Peter's heel. Good. Oh, we got some nice music going. And Ian, just breathe. And breathe into that heel. Breathe the love force into it. Breathe loving energy into it. And now, as everyone continues to do that, I'm going to just do a little something here. It's like I'm creating a drain, if you will, Ian. And we'll just let the pain, the dis-ease, the discomfort drain out of that heel. And Eleanor Joy, you might begin to feel that energy draining out. You can move your hand away from it so that you don't pick it up. And we just let it go deep, 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 all the way down to the molten core of the earth. And so, as the pain drains, we just offer love, and we feel the pulsation of the one heart. Okay, very good. Ian, take some more deep inhalations and exhalations. And let that pain continue to drain. Feel the pulsations. And everyone else, take a moment in gratitude for joining in this healing together. And then if you'd like, you can kind of do a gesture of kind of wiping your hands, washing your hands, sending any unnecessary energy deep, deep into the core of the earth. Namaste.
Come back.
Beautiful.
Mm.
Thank you.
How
Thank
do you,
you.
how's that feeling to you, Ian?
I really thank you very much. I don't know how the ankle feels, but thank you for the experience and one which I can repeat myself too.
Beautiful. Good. Good.
I could feel a warmth and loving energy moving in.
Mm.
Mhm. Good. So sometimes also, Ian, when we're in the middle of a healing, I don't know what you experience, but sometimes it gets more intense. The pain can get more intense for a while as it's starting to drain. And that's why I was wondering if that might have been happening for you. And that's why I created the drain. So you can imagine this drain. And what we do then with these drains is we just we just imagine they're there, and it's like it's like a faucet, and you've got control of the spigot, and the imagery though to me it's very important is that you send that all the way down to the very fiery molten core of the earth, not just straight into the earth. She doesn't need it. She's got enough of our negative stuff. But when you send it to the core, it's fuel. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Good, good.
Would you be willing to support one more person?
Sure.
Okay, well, this is one of our absolute favorite people. This is Sylvia. She's always on with
Hi,
us.
Sylvia.
She was playing flute a little bit earlier.
Oh, wonderful.
Thank you for sharing healing with us so abundantly. Did you get my private message?
Oh, I'm sorry, dear. No, I don't look at the chat because I'm not a good multitasker.
Okay.
Do you want me to look at it now?
If you would do that, that would be very helpful to me.
Okay. Well, while she's doing that, giving her a chance, I'll come on for a moment here and just remind everybody that you can learn much more about her. We're going to take a look at both her website and to get a reminder about her book. Her book is May the Love Force Be With You. Easy to find on Amazon. Just put May the Love Force Be With You. And she also has a wisdom school, which we're going to learn a little bit more about. And the website for that, I put it into the chat box. But for those of you who are on Facebook, let me pull it up again. We had it a moment ago. Art music. Oh. So her wisdom school website, lost it. Here it is thewisdomschool.us. That's amazing that she has that. What a wonderful website to have. So it's thewisdomschool.us. And that's where you can get all sorts of information, a place for healing. And there she is. I love that photo. Wow. And so that's where we can learn much, much more. If you click the photo that plays a welcome video from her, you can request a session. How blessed we are to be getting sessions from her right now. And this tells you about her upcoming programs and events. So the place to go, and there's of course her book, which is what brought her to us today. May the Love Force Be With You. One more time to learn all about her, the Wisdom School, thewisdomschool.us. And I'm going to go back to Raja Shri and Sylvia, and hopefully she's had a chance to read Sylvia's message.
So, Sylvia, what would you feel comfortable saying out loud about what your intention is for this healing?
I asked Raja Shri is.
Raja Shri, I know it's hard.
I'm just getting used to it and appreciating it. I asked Raja Shri for healing for Lily in her recovery from being spayed, and myself intending for her, because I continue to, with long-standing Shakti trauma, infancy Shakti trauma recovery, and tending to Lily has made it even more tricky.
Got you. Got you. Yes. So, I think one thing that will help you very much right now, Sylvie, and if is her name Lily?
Yes.
Yeah, if Lily can tolerate it, because my beloved cat Kiwi doesn't actually always like it when I chant. But it's like you two can heal each other. And the simple chant of Om, right? Om is the sounding of the creation of all that is.
I chant Loka Samasta
Beautiful.
Sukhino Bhavantu.
She loves it. Okay, so here's what I would have you do, and you can do that, or you can simply do the Om, because when you think about it, Om, first of all, it's home, right? And also it is, it is womb, the Om of the womb of the great mother. And the womb of the great mother holds it all, holds all the injury, holds all the pain, contains it all, and creates space for it. And in
That's
that,
part of what I fight, actually, because some of the infancy trauma was
okay. Okay. So that, and then of course this is what Lily is recovering from in her own way. So I'm not sure if you can do this right now or if it's going to help right now, but if you can with Lily, Om into her, and if you can actually Om into the areas where her incisions are. And then as you do that,
I'm holding her back legs right now and oming through my hands that way, because
perfect,
that's as
perfect.
close as I can
And
come.
however you're holding her, if she can be placed a little bit close to your womb area,
She is.
good. And then it's like Om into both of those wombs. Oh. And then everyone, please picture the symbol of the Om in your own mind and feel it in your hands, in your palms. And the Om is wholeness, it's healing, it embraces all. In the Om, there is room for it all, and it's all held in love. So please, I know that everyone's on mute, so I'm going to Om to Lily and Sylvie, and you can Om along, Sylvie, if you like. But please, everyone out there, even though we can't hear you, please Om as you send your hands, the energy from your hands. And one thing about utilizing these symbols is that when you utilize the symbol, the energy is channeled through the symbol, and the symbol is pure light. So there's an Om of pure light in your palms. That's the symbol. So you're not sending her your energy, nor are you going to receive her energy.
No,
You're simply a
I'm about at the end of how long I can hold her.
Okay, well, you can let her go anytime you want because she needs to do what she needs to do. And this is the truth with animals. They don't take healing for very long.
Right.
Yeah, and so whatever you need to do, but then just hold yourself, hold your own womb.
Yes.
Okay. And then let's all chant Om as we send this healing, and let's do it at least 3 times. Okay. So please, are you ready? Are you ready, Sylvie?
I'm putting her in the crate.
Okay,
so
let's
we're
wait
back in
just a moment.
minute.
Yeah, I want to make sure that you're ready. She'll receive what she needs to receive. Children and animals, they only can take the Reiki energy for so long because and you've got a teddy bear. When we teach Kaliki Reiki, sometimes we teach distant healing by holding a teddy bear because the teddy bear is like our surrogate for the person that we're sending healing for. So you've
Yeah,
got,
infancy trauma, so she's,
yeah, there you go. Okay, very good. So you can Om yourself, Sylvie, or you don't need to. You can just receive it.
it's a pleasure to be able to join all of you in doing it.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Perfect.
It's huge.
Okay, so everybody take a deep inhalation. Oh. Oh. And now everyone who's out there, wherever you have woundedness, wherever you feel divided, unharmonized, neglected, unheard, unacknowledged,
Disconnected.
abused, victimized, place your own hands there. And once again, we'll chant 3 times for all of us. Oh. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May we know the peace in our own heart and the peace in the hearts of all beings. Namaste.
Thank you deeply, everyone. And the Phoenix fire backdrop evokes the Om Trident.
Oh, I did see that in the chat. Oh my gosh. I know. I
will try and drop a copy of that photo in the chat. Much love.
Very much. Yeah.
It shows
Thank
up.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I use that photo as my backdrop quite a bit with my clients, my coaching clients. Here, I'll switch back over to it. This is from the 8th fire that was lit by our good friend Chief Phil Lane, who's regular on the show. And it was when a number of indigenous elders came together to fulfill the prophecy of the condor and the eagle coming together. So it was a big deal. The fire was lit. And then, of course, if you look closely, you can see the purple. You can see here, I'll turn it away from me. You can see the purple flame, which some believe is the flame of Saint Germain. And then you could also see, some people see it as an angel coming out, the smoke, and some people see it as the phoenix rising from the fire. So it's a really, really special and wonderful photo.
And I see Reiki hands coming out of the fire.
Oh, of course you would. Right, Reiki hands. I'm going to add that when I share with people what people see. That's good. And here's Jasmine Bear. People, Always enjoy seeing Jasmine Bear.
Hi, Jasmine Bear.
Since we're talking about the animal kingdom.
Yeah.
Well, Rajashree, what a blessing to have you back in our Global Peace Tribe, now as an author, as a healer. And again, a reminder everybody that to find her, just go to thewisdomschool.us, thewisdomschool.us. And I can see where, there's people can connect with you there. It's very, very easy. Just go up to where it says contact, and that's where you get the contact information with her. So contact her, send her a message, submit. And thank you so much for being with us. And thank you for the gifts of your healing, the gifts of listening and bringing through the book, and these new technologies. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Scott. Yeah, and we have lots of practitioners and teachers, and so there's someone for everyone.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, I hope we'll have you on the show again sometime soon. And so,
I'd love to.
so much for being with us. Thank you. There was a request in the audience as we were doing healing work tonight to put up a picture of Piper Dellums, and I just want to let everybody know that we're hoping to have Piper on the show, our next show, Saturday night. She's created a film in honor of the theme for Saturday night, which is Saturday, June 8th is World Oceans Day, which is one of the things that our beloved Kristen Hoffman is very focused on. So Kristen is my co-host. She'll, of course, play music. Almost Shar will be with us. We have another wonderful musical guest, Allison Eden. So a lot of good music on Saturday night. And then we're going to be honoring World Oceans Day, a new film made by Piper. We're hoping that Piper will be feeling up to joining us live. We're also going to hear back from Keishi Chai, who does beautiful work, and then Michael Ah, who is a world-famous photographer and filmmaker who specializes in photos and photography and films about water. So that's going to be this Saturday night. Also, I want to remind everybody that we do have a film series starting this Friday night as part of my ongoing relationship with Lori Grace and Sunrise Center. I'll put those links into the chat box. I also emailed them out to everybody today. And I think it's time for an Om Shar song. So let's digest everything we've heard and experienced with some Om Shar.
Love inside us all. I am the heart, I am the soul. It's in every one of us, the heart of us all. I am. It's the driving force of us, the way of the universe. I am. Radiant sunrise is why we're here. Heart streaming light into our atmosphere, where life is dear and love will free us all. I am the trees, I am the soil. Heart, I am your soul. It's in one of us, the heart of us all. I am. It's the driving force of us, the way of the universe. I am. Radiant sunrise is why we're here. Heart streaming light into our atmosphere, where life is dear and love will free us It's in every one of us, the heart of us all. I am. It's the driving force of us, the way of the universe. I am. Radiant sunrise is why we're here. Heart streaming light into our atmosphere, where life is dear and love will free us
Let's all twinkle our beloved Omashar. I am that I am. Absolutely. Hey, there's Charlotte. Charlotte turned her camera on. That's always fun. And thank you, everybody, for moving and grooving and dancing to the music. It's just really beautiful to see everybody doing that. Thank you so much. And thank you, Omashar. Thank you. Well, normally the show would be long over by now. We usually don't go that long on Wednesday nights, but there's still a little bit more. Our good friend Gary Malkin has something quite special that he's excited about. And I know he's one of our favorite Global Peace Tribe presenters and luminaries. And he was just at the Holo Movement gathering that took place in Ibiza. I was going to show this video on Saturday night, but we ran out of time then. And I'm not going to postpone again. So here is a message from Gary Malkin. We're here with one of our favorite Global Peace Tribers, the great Gary Malkin, who's got some fun announcements to make. He, of course, was at Ibiza for his birthday. And Gary, tell us a little bit about the highlights of Ibiza and then your exciting news.
Oh my God. Well, Scott, thank you so much for inviting me to share right so quickly after. When you are with 130 people who are all up to something really significant, who have worked so hard on themselves, who are in and of themselves kind of universes of the unified field. Every single person I talked to, I had a more goosebump night in that first night of the gathering than I've ever had in any gathering in my life before. It was just like every single person was so inspiring and so beautiful and so connecting. And it was one of these things where I felt like I was so privileged to be with a group of people. And this is the metaphor. When we're around others that know this is one thing, one interconnected, interdependent, unified whole, and when I'm with others who know it, it's like an imaginable cell convention, and we're all part of the butterfly, So it was phenomenal. It was a phenomenal opportunity to spend time with some extraordinary game changers and visionaries and beautiful souls. And I'm so grateful to Emmanuel and Laura and all the people that co-created this event, because this is an idea whose time has come. This is the most inclusive and overarching and important movement of our time. So I can't speak more highly enough about the importance of it. Even though it feels amorphous, it's anything but when you actually do your delving into it. So yeah, it was tremendous. And the weekend was pretty special because it was my birthday. And I've never had a birthday like that in my life. It was the party on Saturday night. There was this jam where we just did some jamming and making up some singing as the drummers and the guitarist. And I just sort of let it rip. And it was just a blast in every way conceivable. So yeah, no, I felt loved and seen and supported. And it was so, so fantastic. So great. Can't hear you. Can't hear
I'm
you.
not surprised because we all love you so much. And you are one of the most beloved members of our great global peace tribe and of our Evolutionary Leaders Network. And of course, I'm having a little bit of FOMO of not having been in Ibiza, but
I would have felt that's how I felt last year when you were in Sedona and I was getting ready to move, and then my mother died. So no, this was I totally relate to the FOMO because that's where I was last year. Yeah.
Well, that's why we're doing this show, for the people who wouldn't be in Ibiza, to learn all about it. And we've heard from Emmanuel and we've heard from Danette. So now tell us about your exciting news.
Well, what was so special about this, Scott, was I had this epiphany about a year ago when I was performing in Virginia at a church as the preamble to a day-long workshop the following day with Hope Fitzgerald called Graceful Passages, From Grief to Grace, From Grief to Gratitude. And during the concert, I never had this experience before, Scott, but I literally floated up out of my body and watched the room, including me playing the piano. And I suddenly saw there was just one heart. There was just one tone. There was just one being in the room, and they were all jazzed and alive and connected. And I thought to myself, this is what I came here for. I suddenly looked and I realized the guy that's at the piano right there, look at what happened through him. A unified field of love and one heart experience. And I went, I think this is the next chapter of my life. So I envisioned what that would look like. And it's called the Resonance Revolution Tour. And I wrote a document up and I presented it to Emmanuel and Laura. And I said, couldn't you imagine an artist emissary crew that used the power of the arts? I kind of called it like the prairie home companion of the secular spirituality and music lover's soul, right? Like, Garrison Keillor and all that. But where you invite a local wisdom keeper, a local songwriter, a local slam poet, a local storyteller, and you actually use the environment, multi-generational. Anyway, you'll hear about it. And I suddenly realized we need the arts to celebrate the unified field and the unity and the interconnectedness of all of us. So I came up with this idea and I presented it to them, and I received a modest but really powerful grant to actually establish my new nonprofit that I've dreamed of for 25 years. And I went as a grantee of the Holo Movement, and I'd love to share the video on the homepage. It's globalwisdomfoundation.org, and it's just the homepage so far. Everything else is still yet to be fleshed out. But when you see the video, you'll really get the essence of what the nonprofit's about. It's something that not only is as a result of what I learned from Graceful Passages about what happens when wisdom is set to film score quality music, so you hear not just with your ears or your mind, but with your heart and soul and body as well. It's inspired by that, where it promotes wisdom being promoted and scored in that powerful way. But it's more than that. So I'd love to share.
Yeah, let's take I know I've got a short video here to play. Let's take a look at it. Okay, so I'm actually going to play this video now, which is the website. I've turned off my camera because apparently Omashur said that the video is a little choppy for everybody. So I hope that you're able to see this okay. This is the video from off his website, about his new foundation.
Hi, I'm Gary Malkin and founder of the Global Wisdom Foundation. You know, when I was a kid, I remembered hungering for someone to just look at me and say, wow, I got you.
Nice
I
sound
got
here,
your
Scott.
back. I'm here and I see you and I love you.
Now we're having a little problem playing the video. Darn. Let's see if I do this.
I'm here and I see you and I love you. Nobody ever said that to me as a child. The Global Wisdom Foundation is about creating these moments where you part the seas and create oases of calm and clarity from wisdom keepers known and unknown that are scored like a film that awaken you in moments to this sense of out of the fear and the chaos and the lack of attention spans and the fragmentation that these times have provided into a presence where you remember who you are and what matters most. And that's what Global Wisdom Foundation is all about. We've created a new way for wisdom to be experienced that helps end the monopoly of the linear rational mind so that we can ultimately learn how to think with our hearts and feel with our minds. And when that happens, watch out, because our presence results in a way of being with ourselves and each other that changes lives. But we're not just about delivering wisdom in new ways. We believe that having an experience of celebration around music as a great activator, the universal language of human emotion, music, has a destiny to fulfill, to remind us of who we are and what matters most. And we want you to consider inviting us to your faith-based community, your greater good community, your local cathedral, your institution, your college. And we have a set of offerings that you can find out about on this website. Presentations, workshops, and the capstone of it all, a performance where we invite a local wisdom keeper in your area, a local singer-songwriter, a local storyteller, and we celebrate the power of connecting people through joy, through beauty, through unity, through celebration, and we remember the art of human being beyond our loyalties to our race, our culture, our dogma, and our beliefs. Please consider finding out more about what the Global Wisdom Foundation is all about. I have 500 hours of Wisdom Keepers I've recorded, and there's no way I can score it alone. I'm looking for philanthropic film composers, hoard wisdom keepers that we might not know about. There's a lot to be done, and we need you. We can't do this alone. We're celebrating the belief that wisdom isn't truly wisdom if it's not experienced with all of who you are in a way that makes a difference in the way you are, who you are, and how you show up. Why don't we create that new benchmark of spiritual maturity in the world we live in and give that to our children who are coming into the world in the future? Don't they deserve that? We deserve that. Join us and find out more.
Beautiful. And we're going to go back now to the other video with Gary. Come on, come on, come on. Come on. Let's try that again. I'm having poor internet right now, so that's why it's challenging. Oh, come on, please play. I'm going to try pulling it up and starting again. Thank you, everybody, for your patience. I hope this is interesting because we love Gary, and it's pretty cool what he's doing. And thank you for the comments that are coming into the audience. So let's see if it plays a little better by reopening it. That sometimes works.
Fleshed out. But when you see of awe.
Here we go.
So, yeah, well, and a lot of what I'm about to do now that this
Okay, so now we've seen it. We're going to go to this.
is launching is this new website that's going to be launched hopefully by August, actually maybe the end of July, called the Gary Malkin's Portals of Awe. And it's a subscription-based community website that's going to have different tiers of engagement. And it's all about cultivating ways to get out of the linearity of the mind into the fullness of our heart and body and soul. And so I thought in the few minutes we have left, I would do an example of one of the practices that we'll be offering in the community I'm building that I invite all of the awakening world to learn more about and possibly consider. There'll be 3 tiers of engagement that you need to cultivate authentic, tender, transparent wholeness, right? So in the spirit of that one of the many practices I'm developing for this Portals of Awe website is in many ways mimicked by what gave birth to the Global Wisdom Foundation. Let's face it, the Global Wisdom Foundation would never exist if it wasn't for Michael and Doris Stillwater, with whom I created Graceful Passages. Because what we did together was we brailled our way into a way of recording Wisdom Keepers, and then nobody had ever taken the art of film scoring and set edited messages from Wisdom Keepers into an experience that helps you not hear wisdom, not just with your mind, but with your heart and soul. But the vision was always, with the wisdom that we created with spoken word and music, how do we cultivate that capacity of presence in all of us? Yeah. So I have an exercise that I want to encourage, and some of you might have even heard this piece of music before, but I like it because it has a beginning, middle, and end in 5 minutes. And I want all of you to kind of get anything that was on your lap, take off, I want you to have feet on the ground, full presence, and just allow you to observe what's happening. Because what happens when you use music that has been created to have this much spaciousness, our natural wholeness, our natural unity, our natural connection to the unified field comes online. And whereas most music that was created has an egoic presence inside of it, even to a little bit, and mine must have a little bit of it too, because I'm a human being, but it's basically most music, if it could talk, could say, listen to me, if I'm the music, right? Listen to me. This music was designed to help you listen to you, right? And when you listen to you, they'll hear these notes very sparsely played. I want you to imagine that they're church bells from the center piazza of your soul, calling you home to the center of your being. And as you hear this track, I want you to notice energetically how your natural access to your soul, your body, your heart, your mind, which are these centers of attention and intelligence, they're coming back home to a unity experience. That's what I think happens. That's what I think music has the power to do. So I'm going to play this. I want to share the screen. I think I am already.
Yeah, I'm going to mute myself and excuse myself. So the audience is only going to be seeing you while they listen to this music, to Gary.
Okay, so what I want to do is I wish I had a visual of just a flower or something. So maybe, because I don't want to necessarily look at me, but if we have to, I would really invite you to close your eyes during this exercise, okay? If possible, because otherwise you'll just be looking at me, and that's pretty boring. Because it's a sonic exercise. It happens within sound, okay? So here we go. Ready? I'm going to take a deep breath. Close your eyes. Another deep breath. And feel your heart, your soul, your body, your mind. This is the church bells are calling you home. And here we go. Deep breath again. Just let the spaciousness call you home to yourself. Keep breathing. Nice deep breaths. I invite you to put your hand on your heart if you're willing. And every note is a chapel bell calling you to the whole center of your being. All of that spaciousness is you. And if you're bored, breathe deeper, because you're missing out. Feel the tenderness of your heart. Feel the spaciousness of your spirit. Let the notes of the melody call your soul home to yourself. With breath, grounding, the harmonies, the beauty. That's you. See if you can feel all these parts of you coming into alignment with the center of your soul as you breathe deeply. As the music stretches you and dilates time, so that time is no longer an obstacle, it's a concept, it's not real. Suddenly, you are one with the unified field. Feel it. Feel how unifying it is to drop into the beauty, the space. Imagine every single person on this call is now inside the drop of an ocean, inside with you, unified. We're all together in one drop. Notice how your listening becomes an instrument of your unifying to the field with all of us. Tenderness, intimacy, we are one.
That's so beautiful. Thank you.
You notice how music has a way where it lets our fixation with our thoughts, the addiction to the certainty and the speed and the control that our minds give us. And it gives us a chance to just drop into the other mastery we have, which is like when you cut yourself and it automatically heals. The other mastery you have is instant unity. Our natural state comes into oneness together. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. That's my big why. And I'm so grateful to share this experience with you. It's at a whole new level, and I'm just so excited to be invited to whatever community they want to have me come as the Resonance Revolution Tour, baby. That's what it is.
We'll certainly bring you to Ashland. We'll bring you to Tiburon for sure. the two communities that I've got a fair amount of significant influence in. And we'll also, once you get your website up and you're ready to launch this, let's do an entire show with you, Gary. We can you can show some of your clips and some of your wisdom keepers, and people can understand. So let's plan on, like maybe an early
Great.
August. Okay.
Yeah, no, and I can invite some of the wisdom keepers. Every month is going to have a guest wisdom keeper. Every month is going to have a theme that brings you to awe. Every month is going to have an iconic awe experience that will bring people to that state. So what a wonderful invitation.
Absolutely.
Thank you,
Oh, well, no,
Scott.
this is perfect. It'll be a great Awakening World show. So you're in Europe. What city are you in right now?
I'm in Barcelona with Brooks Cole and his amazing partner Sabine, and having it's a beautiful city. And anyway, yeah, I'm having the
Give my
best
best to
time.
Brooks. I've known him for years. Say hi to
I
Brooks.
will. I will.
And Gary, we love you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Scott. Have a great show, the rest of the show, and I love you and I'm with you.
So there it is. There is our beloved brother, Gary Malkin. And I appreciated chat box, Peter Sterling, suggesting that we bring Gary to Sedona. So I'll see what I can make that out. I like the idea of, can you imagine Gary Malkin and Peter, the music they would create together? Like, wow, right? All right. Well, it's been a long night and it's been a good night, but we always got to close with an Omashar song. So thank you. I love that we still have 34 people in our Zoom room, and all of you watching, anybody watching the recording, we love you. We know you're watching. And of course, all of our friends on Facebook and YouTube. Let's close it out with a wonderful Omashar offering.
Gary, that was beautiful. Thank you so much.
Change your heart. Look around you. Change your heart. It will astound you. 'Cause I need your loving. Like the sunshine, everybody's gotta come sometime. Everybody's got to learn sometime. Everybody's gotta learn sometime. Free your mind from limitation. Fill your life with inspiration. Because we all need loving. Like the sunshine, and Everybody's got to learn sometime. Everybody's got to learn sometime. Everyone's got to learn sometime. Change your heart and look around you. Change your heart, it will astound you. Because I need your loving like the sunshine. Everybody's coming home sometime. Everybody's coming home sometime. Everyone's coming home sometime.
One last gallery view twinkle for our beloved Omar Sharif. For tonight only, we'll be back twinkling him on Saturday night. Absolutely.
Twinkle, twinkle, Globus star.
You are the new global star, my friend. Absolutely. Wow, what a show, huh?
Phenomenal. Really, I should have had some dinner before I came on. I'm fading, man. It's like, it's lovely. And just the food that comes from the quality of the presenters tonight. And even though the Gary video is a little choppy, I totally got it. And I really felt it. And he took me on a journey, and I was kind of fading because I was a little hungry. And he said, if you're bored, breathe deeper. And I started to breathe deeper. And yes, it worked. And I could feel the space in that which he created. And so thank you for compiling all of these amazing presenters. And I think Rajashree is still with us, and maybe even Peter.
Yeah, Rajashree is still here. And I think I put the camera on Peter just as he was eating.
Yeah,
that's
always a good trick. Here we are, Peter.
You put the computer on somebody, right, exactly. It's okay. I ate salad while he was reading his children's book. And every time I put the picture on, I'd turn my camera on, so we saw that I was looking. So, we all have to find a way to eat dinner, right? Peter, Rajashree, Omar Sharif, thank you so much for your beautiful gifts tonight. Thank you. And I'm going to go to gallery review one last time so we can see all of our friends that are still with us and have their cameras on.
And thee also, Scott. Thank you. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Remember, Friday nights, we're going to be watching a film at 7 p.m. That's at 7 p.m. I put the links into the chat box. Make sure you register. I've also emailed them to all of you. And so I'll either see you Friday night or on Saturday night for The Awakening World with Kristen Hoffman. So take care, everybody. Have a great few days. I love you much, and we'll talk to you soon.